On today's program, we'll invade Niner Nation and learn about the facilities of the 49ers Department of Athletics. I'm Ben Bowers, president of Niner Nation Gold, and this is the 49ers Insider. Thanks for joining us. They're the student corps that bleeds green for the Charlotte 49ers. Niner Nation is this week's 49er pride. Niner Nation is, as one slogan went years ago, loud and proud. The 49er students sit front and center at a variety of athletic events. Whether it's keeping the beat at soccer games, chanting at volleyball matches, or rocking Halton Arena during basketball games, it's hard to get that 49er chant out of your head. Head men's basketball coach Bobby Luce knows that Niner Nation makes a big difference for home games.
There's no question that when Niner Nation comes out loud and strong, and the more the merrier, it makes a huge impact. Our guys feed off of that emotion, and when we come out for warm-ups and the bottom bowl of students is already full, and the top sections are already being started to fill in, it just gives everybody an extra bounce in their step. And the Temple game was fantastic, and as was the George Washington game. And down the stretch, I just believe it helps us so much to have that crowd. Obviously, the season ticket holders in the community as well, but again, there's no question that the students provide the most energy, the most noise, and the most excitement for our players.
So what makes Niner Nation go so crazy on game day?
Just the atmosphere in there especially. I mean, when the students are on their game, this is one of the toughest courts in college basketball to play. Guys, the analysts have said this many and many a time. Dick Vitale has gone on and on about how crazy this place is. And I mean, you just get caught up in it, all the emotion that goes on in there, especially when the team is doing like they've been doing this year. They've been playing great basketball, a lot of fun to watch. And I mean, if you go in there and watch a game and don't get excited about it, then you must not like basketball. Did I just quote Bobby Luce?
Niner Nation, you should know, has gone by many names over the years. In the early days, the diehards called themselves the Grub Stakers, a name that is still reflected in the Men's Basketball Coaches Award, the Charles Hayward Memorial Grub Stake Award. You know a school believes in the impact of its fans when it names an award after them, especially one that honors effort, determination, and pride. Other names have included Nuts, Niners United Towards Success, and Gang Green. Original Grub Staker and current athletic staffer Celia Laney compared the old times with the current times.
Oh, I think they're definitely better. We have lots more students showing up at our home games. See, we played most of our games off campus back in those days, and a lot of students didn't have cars or didn't have the desire, or for whatever reason, they weren't there. It was more adult fans than it was students, and so it's wonderful that we're here on campus now. They can just roll out of the crib and come on over.
Niner Nation has grown in mass. Attention to the details, like wearing green and 49ers gear, has instilled a greater sense of ownership among the fan base. Pity the fool that walks in sporting another school's colors.
Really? It's bad. Chapel Hill is 250 miles that way in case you're lost. No, really. But there's a game here tonight, and they're terrible. And that's what I try to say to them all the time. I try to always call them out. It's totally disrespectful to the players, it's disrespectful to the school, and it's disrespectful to yourself. I mean, you're a representative of your university, whether you realize it or not, but when you're walking around campus, I mean, wearing other schools' gear, what about the kids who are touring here who see that and they're gonna be like, where's the school spirit? But it's definitely getting better, but it's just something that's totally unacceptable to me and to everybody else in Niner Nation that truly cares. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Niner Nation is welcoming a new day in 49ers athletics, and they're doing it with strong voices, growing in number. Log on to charlotte49ers.com for more information on Niner Nation Gold. We'll be right back.
I'm DeJuan Harris.
I'm Phil Jones. You're watching the 49er Insider.
Welcome back. While programs around the country are making substantial cutbacks, the 49ers continue to push forward. The Charlotte 49er athletic facilities are this week's 49er focus. Since 1994, the 49ers have added nearly $50 million worth of facilities, The latest project was the rejuvenation of the 49ers softball field. Next on the agenda, a tennis facility and a football stadium. 49ers Director of Athletics, Judy Rose, talked about why facility growth is important.
It's important from the student-athlete perspective tremendously. I can't tell you what a recruiting tool is. It's no different than the new student union on campus. That's a tremendous recruiting tool for us. Even though it's not an athletic facility, it speaks to campus life and the commitment to campus life that we have at this university. And so part of it is you don't want to have an old, ugly-looking facility next to the other nice facilities that we have. The other part is truly a fan experience and the pride that we take in our program for our fans and for our student athletes and coaches.
The growth since 1994 has included the Wachovia Fieldhouse, complete with offices and locker rooms for the baseball, soccer, and softball programs.
When the field house was built, that was the first kind of external athletic building that was built from where we all used to be in the Belk with all the coaches and all the programs upstairs in the Belk gym. When we moved down here, you know, we finally had a chance to have our own locker room. The players had never had that before. It was a matter of changing before you came or changing in a public restroom before you got here. So locker room, offices, everything central right to the field. So that was a huge, you know, landmark to get the program, especially all four of the athletic programs down here, something of their own.
Coach DeVos also talked about the positive effect the facility upgrade will have on the fans and the players.
We've already seen some of the fans' reactions, people who have come by or they've seen it on the internet and they're just, you know, they're in awe. And it changes the way the scope of this field dramatically. It changes what the players see. Now they have all the fans kind of above them, so to speak, and looking back down on one central point instead of having fans scattered here or there or random chairs across the place. But it puts everybody in one location. You know, it can probably create some more fan noise. And getting a bigger base, I think people will be more impressed. They'll want to come back again. They don't have to worry about maybe finding a seat for the game or coming and having to stand up while they're here. But it just it ties this whole facility into more of a class act. I mean, we've got the dugouts, the lights, everything that we have, a great playing surface. Now we have a place for the fan to truly sit and enjoy their experience here.
In 1996, Halton Arena was completed, along with the Belk Track and Field Center. Two centerpiece facilities that have attracted NCAA events, conference tournaments, as well as national and international events like the AAU Junior Olympics. In fact, the track and field facility has hosted the German Olympic track and field team, while the soccer field has been used by the likes of Mia Hamm and the U.S. national women's team, and played on by the likes of world-class star Carlos Valderrama.
The first facility we built on our own as athletics with private fundraising dollars was the Wachovia Fieldhouse. And when that was completed, we had such a sense of pride ourselves for having been able to do it, but our student athletes had this sense of pride in the coaches, and we're like, oh, can't stop there. We have other needs, and the next thing was the track and field facility. And when it turned out the way that it did, one of the finest in the Southeast, and we got all the accolades from that, and again, it helps with recruiting in the whole scenario. And when the Student Activity Center was built, our responsibility in that was to raise $6.25 million for our part, if you will. We raised $6.35, and this facility has totally changed campus life. Being able to play our basketball games on campus versus somewhere off campus totally has changed in regard to engaging the students, and when they're engaged while they're here, we all hope they're going to continue to be engaged once they leave and continue to be season ticket holders, come back, give to the university, and be a vital part of it.
In 2001, the Miltimore Wallace Athletic Training and Academic Center debuted with a spacious strength and conditioning workout room, an enclosed private practice facility, and a state-of-the-art academic facility.
The facilities completely changed the way our athletic academic center can function. Now we can be very proactive about things instead of just having to be reactive and be the place where everyone has to come just for study hall. Now we've got really great students sitting in here beside some of the students that maybe are struggling a little bit trying to find their place. Now they can all be in here together, work together, and it's created a great environment where now, as long as it's competition, our students love it. So they compete to see which teams have the highest grades and who has the most academic All-Americans, things like that. So it's greatly improved it. The fall that we moved into this facility in the fall of 2002, the grade point average, the semester grade point average for our student athletes was above a 2.7. It was still above the university's average for all their students, but it was around 2.7. We thought it was okay. 4 years later, full class going all the way through there in the fall of 2006, we had a 3.0 for our semester average for all of our student athletes. And it's been above a 3.0 since then.
In 2007, the 49ers unveiled Robert and Miriam Hayes Baseball Stadium, giving that facility a dramatic facelift that puts it on par with stadiums throughout the Southeast.
We were kind of the ones that were, last on the totem pole for a while, and that changed. Judy and Mike Hummer did a tremendous job of raising money for this facility. Thanks to Miriam Hayes and the Hayes family for allowing us to play in a really nice place. And we had a very, very poor high school facility for several years, to be honest with you. We had the chain link rusted out around the field, and it's 100 times better than what it was before. And everybody's extremely proud of it. I think the growth of the rest of the university around here, we kind of tie in now because this is kind of a centerpiece of what goes on, and people drive by here every day. Dr. Dubois has allowed us to do some things, with dressing this area up of campus and dressing our stadium area up. And it's been a really positive thing. We've got a nice place to play, and we're grateful to everybody on campus and our fundraising people that we've got this type of stadium to play in every day.
In 2006, the 49ers added a video board to Halton Arena, and in 2008, pro tables to inject greater energy into the game day atmosphere while making full use of the department's growing video department. Now, with the renovations complete at the 49ers softball diamond, attention turns to tennis, and dare I say it, football. Yes, the 49ers are breaking ground, with an eye on the fan experience, the quality of life of its student athletes, and the desire to give teams the tools necessary for success on and off the playing fields. But they couldn't have done it, and can't continue to do it, alone.
For the vision for our athletic program, we want to be a very strong, highly respected Division I athletic program. But all the pieces have to fit, and a large part of that is not just getting the student athletes that are really competitive and can put you on the map, but you've got to have facilities that will allow folks to come in and schedule you. The community understood that when we've gone to them, and we've had a few individuals whose names keep appearing, and they've been the cornerstone for us. They have laid the foundation for helping us build a complex, an athletic complex for what we wanted to do. And without their help and support, we wouldn't be where we are.
That's all for today's episode. I'll see you in section 104. For the 49ers Insider, I'm Ben Bowers. Wear green and go Niners.